You're from, or come on up and do your thing. Where are you from?
I'm a nomad. Yes, so I want to thank the last gentleman for making me homesick. I was raised in Texas, retired military out of Florida. So I came
So
out
the
here.
nomadic life, I get it.
I am.
Me too, yeah.
I literally do live in a van down by the river or the lake.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah. Hopefully not in a van.
I do live, but the
Okay,
van is
go.
parked outside. So, I guess my sister's always encouraged me to do stand-up comedy, so this is my first venture. So I appreciate you guys humoring me.
Yeah, I see what you did there. All
Hopefully
right.
we'll get a laugh.
Go for it.
Amazing musicians. I have to tag off the last guy. He said, no banjo jokes, but I have to. You left it wide open. It's like you teed it up, I have to. So I was biking on the Blue Ridge Parkway with my buddies. This was during COVID. And so my father had given me COVID. But I met my buddies, and so I tried to stay like half a mile away from them. And so they were riding ahead of me. And after about 4 miles of race cars and motorcycles coming past me on a single bicycle, pedaling my heart out through the Blue Ridge Parkways, I said, this is for the birds. I turned around, got my van, and I started riding behind my buddies. And so I'm feeling like protective mama bear, riding behind them. They're out there pedaling the Blue Ridge Parkway, up and around the curves. And then, of course, being in the Blue Ridge, bluegrass comes on. So I crank up the radio, play the bluegrass, and I had to stick my head out the window, and I'm like, pedal faster, I hear banjos. So thank you for the last banjo player. Lots of great memories. Appreciate it. So most recently I went and I camped out. So every night's a different place. So people ask, I get really disoriented, but I think it's called Gavert State Park. It's north of the St. Croix State Park. So I go out there, you go in the woods, and I love when I can hear the birds and I can hear the frogs and away from the city noise. I'm like, this is beautiful. So I go out there and, I go in what's the check-in procedure? Where's the trash? Where's the bathroom? And it's absolutely beautiful. Well, anytime something's absolutely beautiful and you have it all to yourself, you have to go, what's the catch? I found out very quickly what the catch was. I went to the porta potty, and there was a sign that said, well, the bears have been in the trash. It was the bears. So secure your car anytime you leave. And I'm like, great, bears. Okay, bears. There's other stories about bears, but I'm like, all right. So I go back to my van. I feel like my little fortress. It's like a tent, fortified, so I go back, close it up. I'm like, I'm safe for the night. But I love to see sunset every night. So I'm gonna go out, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go check out the lake. So I go down to the lake and start going. The forest has a way of protecting itself. It was a 3-prong attack. First, it was the back flies. So they're coming at straight my head, and I'm like, they keep going. I'm like trying to get them off me. Well, I'm now starting to be a unicorn. I don't know if you can see, but I have a lump here. And so I'm trying to do Vogue to keep them off me, but it's not working. I'm like, if anybody saw me or was filming, I'm like, what's the crazy lady doing? So that was first prong attack. They send in the cavalry. So much, abandon the walk to the lake, go back to the van, and I watch the sunset through the front windshield. Not the way I like doing it. Everything's quiet, stillness of the forest, start to fall asleep. And then they send in the Chipmunk Brigade. Going across the top all night. I'm like, so I'm hitting the walls, I'm hitting the back, I'm hitting the windows, and I'm shaking the van, trying to get them off. And you know how they respond? I pee in your general direction. I'm like, this is not happening. So I can't sleep, I'm rocking it, trying to get them off. No, it's not working. Well, come dawn, I think the Chipmunk punks retreated at dawn. Phase 3. Of course, everyone, you get up in the morning, you know what you gotta do? You gotta pee. Well, I was parked in part number 14. Well, the porta potty was just past spot 13. Well, I should have known, right? Spot 13. Yeah, you know what's coming. So I get out of the van and I'm walking 14 and I'm like, am I hearing things? You know, as I'm getting a little older, I do start to imagine things, but no. I take one more step. And I'm like, well, I guess we all know the phrase, what is it, F-O, F-U, what? Yeah, F-O, yeah. But anyways, I didn't want to confirm, so I kind of shuffled back to the van and I took out. So if anybody wants to experience van life, we ride at dawn. I guess bugs. So you gotta appreciate bugs. I don't remember all the time, but so I was hiking up Mount Rainier, and there was this awful smell. I'm like, I didn't know if there was like a stinky plant, there was like a stinky bug, I'd stepped on something, but I'm walking along, I cannot get rid of this stink. Going along, it finally dawns on me, I'm like, it was me. Kimchi. So if you never need to keep the insects away, kimchi will keep them away. So anyways, not only does it keep insects away, it keeps all your friends away and yourself. Can't run away from yourself. But anyways, it did come in handy. The following week we had a triathlon. My buddies were getting bit up by mosquitoes. I'm like, come on boys, gather around. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thanks, I'm Deb.